The first Sunday of the NFL regular season did not disappoint, with plenty of drama and a few upsets. Week 1 wraps up tonight when Aaron Rodgers makes his New York Jets debut against the Buffalo Bills.
Joining us now is Tyler Sullivan. He's an NFL analyst for CBS Sports HQ. All right, and so this is a talented Jets team. That's what they say, right? At almost every position. They now will have a likely Hall of Fame quarterback. I think it's early to talk about the Super Bowl, but the question that I have is, even if you're a likely Hall of Famer and you're a quarterback, we know what it's like when you're on the sunset years of your career. Now, the question is, we've seen folks like Tom Brady go for as long as they have, but is Aaron Rodgers in the same caliber as Tom Brady when it comes to physicality?
Yeah, that's going to be the question, right? Is it going to be like Matthew Stafford going to Los Angeles after years in Detroit? Is it going to be like Tom Brady going from New England to Tampa Bay? Or could it be like we saw last year with Russell Wilson going from Seattle to Denver? And that clearly did not work out well in its first season with Russell Wilson and the Broncos. I think we, with Aaron Rodgers, lean a little bit more towards the Tom Brady, the Matthew Staffords. Now, does that mean they win a Super Bowl? Who knows? But this New York Jets team was extremely talented last season. They have a young defense that could arguably be one of the top 5 units in the NFL, and they have intriguing weapons. I mean, they had the offensive rookie of the year and the defensive rookie of the year in Garrett Wilson and Sauce Gardner. And so now you add Aaron Rodgers to this situation, and it does have a very Tampa Bay Tom Brady feel, where there was a lot of great pieces, but they just didn't have the quarterback to help ascend them. Last year, the New York Jets had quarterback play that was losing them games. Now, even if Aaron Rodgers is a game manager baseline of a quarterback, which I think he'll be more than that, but if he's just that, they should be able to still win games here. And that includes a potential win at home tonight against the Buffalo Bills.
All right, let's talk about the Giants, who lost 40-0 to the Cowboys in prime time last night. It's a tough start. Should the Giants fans maybe be preparing for a long, grinding season?
Yeah, I have a couple of editors who are Giants fans, and I don't think they showed up for work this morning. I don't think that they really wanted to talk about that game last night, kind of pretend like it didn't happen. And there's a couple of different ways you can look at this. I mean, you see the pictures there. The conditions in that game were not conducive to great offensive football, even though one team scored 40 points. A lot of that was because of turnovers on special teams and on defense. But to me, if you're the New York Giants, you have to just throw that one out and move on to the next week. They go on the West Coast for the next couple of weeks. If all of a sudden you can stabilize things, next week they play the Arizona Cardinals, who are not expected to be a good football team. You get to 1-1, you can kind of have that sigh of relief. But I will say this, the Dallas Cowboys are legit. They are a team that can legitimately contend for a Super Bowl. And so when we talk about how good that defense was and how much they were able to shut down New York, yeah, some of that was the struggles of the New York offense itself, but this defense for the Dallas Cowboys is going to be among the top in the NFL, arguably could be the best in the NFC. That's going to help propel them. You saw yesterday, they were able to put 16 points up on the board, whether it's on special teams or defense, without Dak Prescott even touching the football. If you can do that, you're going to be sitting good come November, December, January.
All right, let me ask you before you go real quickly. Joe Burrow just signed the largest contract by a quarterback in the league just days ago. The offense scored just 3 points against Cleveland. What went wrong?
Yeah, I think that this is really just rust coming to fruition here. You got to remember, Joe Burrow, as much as he's a newly rich guy, he's still a little banged up. He missed most of training camp and pretty much all of the preseason due to a calf injury he suffered pretty much in the first couple of days in training camp. So you don't have those first reps during those exhibitions in preseason where you can kind of shake off that rust, really fine-tune yourself towards the regular season. And you do that, and you go into week 1, you're in the road, hostile environment in Cleveland, conditions aren't great, and you have to remember, too, Cleveland has a very good defense. Myles Garrett, arguably one of the best pass rushers in the NFL. So when you put all that together, it's almost not surprising that you see them only score 3 points. Again, when you have Joe Burrow, when you have Jamar Chase and those weapons on offense, you think that they would be able to be capable of more, and I do think that they will be able to at least be a playoff contender this year. I think that they certainly could be a Super Bowl contender as well. You got to remember, too, last year they fell to the Pittsburgh Steelers, were still one of the best teams in the AFC. So sometimes week 1, it gets a little weird. You never know. It's not always what it appears to be once the season's all said and done.
All right, Tyler Sullivan, thank you very much.